Shalom. Back to part 3, standing stiffly. Let's continue. Let's pick it up here in Revelations 11 and give you some further understanding about standing stiffly for the word. All right? So, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry and shall send gifts to one another. Okay? When did that happen? During the 350 years. We understand that slavery lasted longer than that, but when it speaks about, when we're going to read the next verse here, verse 11, after 3 days and a half, that's what that stands for, 350 days. Anyway, let's continue with this. So, those gifts that were sent to one another, from one Edomite nation onto another, were us, the Israelites, the Negro Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, the Atlantic slave trade, all right. Anyway, so because these two prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth, right? How are we tormenting them? We're not just the two prophets. It's talking about the northern and southern kingdom. That's what it means by being the two prophets, okay? To further understand that, scroll up here in verse 11, and it tells you right here, and it says, all right, I will give power unto my two witnesses. Again, the northern and southern kingdom, made up of you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right? You have to understand the Latinos and Native Americans. Basically, those are the 10 Indian tribes in reality that came there after their Assyrian captivity. And then you have the southern kingdom made up of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, all right? Anyway, I will give power unto my two witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,203 days, clothed in sackcloth. These are the two olive trees and the two candlesticks. So besides reading what we're reading right here, okay, that they're the two witnesses, the two olive trees, the two candlesticks, standing before God on, here on the earth, okay? We're also what? What we just read here, right? We're the two prophets, right? Northern and Southern Kingdom, okay? And after 3 days and a half, the 350 years, the spirit of life of the Most High Power, right, God power, entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Let's read the NLT version. But after the 3.5 days, after the 350 years, and we know that slavery lasted longer than that, because Columbus came here in 1492, so that would be 530-something years, all right, that they've had their foot on our necks, all right? So again, everything is according to the word, the scriptures. But after the 3 days and a half, the 350 years, the Most High breathed life into them, and they stood up. Again, that takes you back to Ezekiel chapter 37, the valley of dry bones. Okay? You understand that? We were not physically dead, but spiritually, mentally dead people. All right? And so he told Ezekiel to prophesy over these bones. Okay? That valley of dry bones is America. Okay? It's a metaphor, an allegory for America, Babylon the Great. All right? And they stood up, and terror struck all that were staring at them. Right. So they see us on the highways and byways, on the street corners and all that. And we're preaching the word of the Lord. Okay? And obviously, what we're preaching the scriptures, what's written here in the testimony. That's not what was given unto the world. What was given unto the world is replacement theology. Okay? To replace, basically, really, the Israelites, to replace the word of the Lord with their own word, with their own thoughts. Because clearly the scriptures tell you that the kingdom, rulership, power, dominion, that's what kingdom means, is only for the Israelite. It has nothing to do with the other nations. And what they do with replacement theology is replace the Israelites with themselves, with the Gentile heathen nations, as them coming into the inheritance of the Israelite. All you got to do is go to Google, people, and put in replacement theology. It'll tell you it's supersessionism, and that's what it's all about. You understand? Okay? Remember that they, the dragon, the old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, how they would deceive the whole world. Okay? This is Esau Edom. You understand? The man of sin, the son of perdition, the wicked, the violent evil man you read in Psalms 140. All right? Anyway, let's move on here. Okay? So, and like I said, you can go to Ezekiel chapter 37. Okay? Matter of fact, let's go there for a minute. Give me a minute. Let's see here. Yeah. Ezekiel chapter 37, verses 9 and 10. And then he said unto me, prophesied unto the wind, prophesied, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Lord, God power, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain. Again, just spiritually and mentally dead, not physically dead, that they may live. So I prophesied as he commanded, right? Ezekiel prophesied. And the breath, right, came into them, the breath of the Lord, right? Again, right? When he's reading about creating man from the ground and he breathed into the nostrils, thus man became a living soul. You got it, people? All right? And they lived and stood upon their feet and as an exceeding great army, right? A spiritual army, people. You understand? And now fear has come over our oppressors. Okay? Give me a minute. All right, you know what? We'll end this here and we'll pick this up right here in part 4. We'll be right back. Shalom.